Hello, my name is Martin Morris, and today we're going to continue our webinar on how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without giving up Starbucks or being cheap. And the secret today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today is family hacking. Let me tell you a quick story. My grandmother had like this pain in her hip for like a couple of years, like when she was in her early 60s, and it just got worse as she got like 67, 68. So she decided to have hip surgery. And it was a good idea at the time, and she was feeling better, but then after a while, it's just like her body was just not strong enough just to handle like the new hip weight and to go through the surgery, because she ended up going into surgery for about 12 hours and different couple surgery to get the hips put in completely. So it took a big strain on her body. And it just eventually she ended up in a convalescent home for like her last few months until she passed. Well, while she was in pain and I was going to visit her, her drug addict son ended up slipping into the house because I didn't have time to pay attention because I was handling her bills and also going to the nursing home to check in on her. In addition, she had a friend, her name was Sister Flo, who moved in a couple of months before she was admitted to the hospital, and she was supposed to be helping her recover from her surgery. Well, after a few months, my grandmother ended up passing away. And after the funeral, I thought I would be nice and let the son, who was a drug addict, stay in the house. And also I was going to let her friend, Sister Flo, who slipped into the house, that was supposed to be a caretaker, stay in the house. Both of them were supposed to pay $150 each, which was a total of $300. The home loan we had on the house, because my grandmother refinanced her house, was for like $292. So I assumed by having those two pay the $300, that would cover the mortgage, and I'd have an $8 profit, and eventually I could save up enough money to do some repairs on the house. Well, after a month or two staying in the house, I got a call from HomeQ, and they were telling me, Martin, the loan hasn't been paid on the house. I'm like, what? All I did was I told those two just to pay the loan and cover the taxes, because there was also a tax bill from Los Angeles County for $150. So basically, I'm letting these two idiots stay in the house for $300. Well, even if, like, this is a house that's like 385 East 160 Place, even though if it's in the ghetto, you have to at least pay like $500, $600, $800 for an apartment, and all I was trying to do was get these two people to pay $300. That was my first mistake. Like, once they messed up the first time, I should have got rid of them. Well, a couple of months go by, there was no issues, and then I got a call from HomeQ again. And then what I ended up doing is I kicked my uncle out because Sister Flo was saying they were having disagreements, and she gave me $150 one time and he gave me $0. And after like 6 months, I said, okay, I can't go on like this, because if I leave these two in the house together, they'll kill each other. And I didn't want my uncle to go back to jail, so I ended up kicking him out so he could go stay somewhere else. And I signed a new lease with her. She was like a friend of the family almost. So I thought, hey, she would help me out. Well, what ended up happening? 6 months later, I didn't hear anything. So I was feeling good. I said, there's no problem with the loan. I'm like gonna take a trip to Vegas, do some shopping, hang out with my girlfriend. Then HomeQ gives me a call saying, Mr. Morris, your loan is behind by almost 6 months. And we're gonna take the house in a foreclosure if we don't get any money within the next 10 days or 5 days. I mean, it was going quick. Even though it was during that recession, coming out of the recession and houses weren't selling, it's kind of an inner city house, and they could have sold the house as an investment. So I found out what is going on. So what ended up happening is Sister Flo hadn't paid the rent for almost 6 months, and it ended up costing me about $2,572 to get the loan caught up, and an additional $300 I had to pay the city of Los Angeles, because if you don't pay the taxes, they'll put a lien on the house and take the house. So after all that, I said, okay, Sister Flo, what's going on? I said, I just need you to pay $300. And you say you have a practice, you have this, you have that to bring in money. You can't bring in $300. So we went back and forth. So I gave her like one more chance, like came over to the house. Okay, I need the $300 for the rent. only has like $100. The rent is $300. And even one time I went by and she gave me $50 or like $25 for the rent that was supposed to pay a $300 rent. So basically I was out $2,572 when I was trying to get the rent caught up. And then I was basically paying $200 to $300 was just the flow didn't pay, which finally, like, I just got fed up with it, and I just ended up selling the house to an investor. And the reason I sold the house to an investor, I just came out. I mean, you're thinking family is supposed to look out for you, family is supposed to protect you. Well, currently, my family was costing me at least $5,000 within a year since my grandmother had passed. That's money I could have been using elsewhere. So what happened was I walked outside the house, and across from my grandmother's house, there's like the Section 8 housing. And like this black guy comes out with all these tattoos and stuff. And I said, that's it. I'm selling the house. Next day, I started looking for investors. Within 2 to 3 days, I found I kept having investors come by, and I got rid of the house within the next 3 months. I was just done with it. I came out. I just snapped. It's like, I'd be like that guy. I'd come to the house one day, get into a fight with this woman, end up going to jail or having the police come over, and then God knows what. She would probably end up with the crazy laws we have here in California. She would end up owning the house or something. So my grandmother's pain, me trying to be generosity, turned out to me almost being in pain and possibly doing something crazy. So that's my quick story on why I did family hacking. If I would have done family hacking quicker, I would have probably saved myself at least $5,500 to $5,900 within a 6-month period. Wouldn't have gone to the stress of like when I was scrambling to get the money to prevent the house from going into foreclosure. Not counting the gas I spent for like 3 or 4 times going to Sister Flo trying to pick up $300 because I thought, hey, instead of having her pay it, I'll get the money from it and have her pay. I'll only get like $100, $120, driving all around. She said she go get the money from someone to turn out, oh, he doesn't have the money. And maybe I could have got a little more from the house than what I got from an investor, but I had that family hack. Otherwise, I'd have no money and probably end up in jail or worse. So that's why I did family hacking. And I also wanted to, like, if you guys like what I'm saying, I want you to subscribe. Like, give me some comments. You think I was right, like, letting a drug addict uncle move into the house and then eventually kick him out? You think I was right, eventually putting the house on the market to an investor and getting rid of Sister Flo, who wasn't paying like the minute $300 rent for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, even though it was in the hood? It could have, I mean, that's money. You know, you and I know, even if whatever year, where are you going to pay for $300? Say a house you own completely for yourself with a front yard and backyard for $300. So let me know what you think. And I also want to congratulate you 5 viewers. We set an all-time record yesterday. We had 5 views, and just thinking, I want to congratulate you. It means I like what you like. You guys like what I'm saying. And also, I want you guys to comment, like, share. I want you guys to, like, give me some comments. You think I was good? I was right, family hacking? Let me know. Like, email me, martcing2018@gmail.com, martcing2018@gmail.com. Let me know what you think. You think family hacking was smart?